All right then, everyone. I think this evening you may need a strap. If you've got anything that resembles a strap, yeah, anything, it could be a belt, it could be a tie, doesn't have to be a yoga strap, it just could be something along those lines. So I'll just give you a few seconds to run off. Let me just check my notes. Yeah, just a strap. Don't think we need blocks or anything else. No. Okay, do Metta Barbara. All right. Okay, all right, everyone. As usual, please come down onto your mats in a cross. Come down onto your mats into your shavasana, and we'll start off by centering in shavasana. So just bring yourselves down. Allow the feet to fall slightly apart. Just let your arms roll out and away from your body. I'm just going to mute you all now. So as of now, you are all muted. So if you wanted to put any music on background, then that's cool. Let's just see. And Kelly's joined in. Hi Kelly, how you doing? All right, everyone. So just laying down on your backs. Take a deep breath into the body. And then open the mouth and sigh it out. Allow that breath to take away all your worries and fears, all your stresses and strains. Let it leave you on that exhale. As you allow your body to soften now, as you just know instinctively that this next hour is just for you. You have nowhere to go, nothing to do, nothing to be. You know, for the next hour, you're not somebody's mum, you're not someone's boss, you're not someone's partner. For this next hour, you are just you. And nobody wants anything from you except for your presence and for you to just show up and be mindful of where you are and how you're thinking in this next hour. So as you know, guys, those of you that have been following for the last 3 or 4 weeks, we are in our 4th week here in this sequence, and we move up now to our heart, which is really the center of your world, your heart chakra, Anahata. The element here for this chakra is air, and the principle is equilibrium. The purpose of this chakra is love, dissolution of the ego, and separateness. The properties are softness, openness, expansion, integration, and radiance. And the body parts are opening the chest, expanding the breath, surrendering the ego, generosity, forgiveness, empathy, and radiating out from the core. The actions of this chakra are lifting the sternum, shoulders back, pranayama, and back bends. The poses are chest openers, shoulder openers, breath openers, and back bends. Male energy of this chakra is to be protecting, guiding, and supporting. And the female energy here is giving, nurturing, connecting, joining, and radiant. When you're deficient in this chakra, you can have a fear of intimacy, be judgmental, isolating. When you're excessive, you could be codependent, desperate for love and attention. And when you're balanced, you're radiant, you're joyful, and you are generous. So So you have entered and aligned and activated your 3 lower chakras in the previous classes, and the key to the 4th is to soften. In each pose, soften your face, soften your body, and soften your breath. You know, it's said that you take many, many journeys in this lifetime, but perhaps the most difficult is the 18 or so inches from your head to your heart. So just take a few moments, becoming aware of your breath. Maybe taking in a slightly deeper inhale, feel your body expand under that breath. And maybe opening the mouth and just having a cleansing exhale, feel the body subside as you breathe out. And then very gently, everybody, we're going to roll over and just come on up to a seated pose. On your mat. So just coming into a cross-legged pose or legs out in front of you. If you feel the need to have a little block or a cushion to help prop you up from behind, just pop that under the fleshy part of your bottom there, not onto the tailbone but just before the tailbone. Bring yourselves into a comfortable seat. We're going to start off this evening with Nadi Shodhana, the pranayama, the breathing practice, the alternate nostril one. So this is the one where we use the middle 2 fingers from the hand and the thumb. Okay, so the pointy finger and your pinky, they are kind of unemployed in this breathing technique. We use the middle 2 fingers to work the left nostril, and we use the thumb to work the right nostril. And the way this works is we breathe in through the left, then we exhale out through the right, we breathe in through the right, and we exhale out through the left. So it's like a continual little loop over the nostrils. And we open and close each nostril as necessary using the middle 2 fingers and the thumb. So we're going to start off, everybody, by closing off the right nostril. And also, when you do start to do this, don't be surprised. And the great thing about doing this online is that you're at home and nobody can hear you. So if you feel the need to give it a little sniff, or you're a little bit bunged up, especially if any of you suffer from hay fever, don't feel bad about doing that. And the great thing is that obviously you're at home and nobody else can hear you. So do that if necessary. So we'll start with the thumb, blocking off the right nostril, and I would suggest closing down the eyes, everybody, just so that you can really feel this breath. Close off the right nostril with your thumb. Take a big inhale in through the left nostril, breathe in. And then close that nostril off, open up the right nostril with the thumb, releasing the thumb, and exhale through the right nostril. Inhale again in through the right, breathe in. Close that off with the thumb, release the fingers, and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close that off with the fingers, release the thumb, and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. And exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. And exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. through the left. Keep going and follow your own breathing now. Just inhaling in through the left, out through the right, in through the right, and out through the left. I'm just going to leave you for just about half a minute just to do a few rounds on your own with your own breathing, your own timing of your breath. And then the next time that you breathe out through the left nostril, and please do take your time, don't worry if you're still, if you're just breathing in there, do a full round, there's loads of time. The next time you breathe out through the left, and gently release the hands back onto the thighs, keep the eyes closed. And just take a minute to feel the sensations on your body and mind as you finish your pranayama practice. Okay. And then releasing the block or cushion away from behind you if you were using one. And we're going to come on up to standing at the front of our mats. It's just coming up to the front of the mat. I'm going to warm up with some sun salutations. Yes, there's the front. Okay, so standing with either the feet together or slightly apart, whichever feels nice for your body. Just make sure that the feet are nice and flat and square into the ground, and perhaps the toes are light and the weight is going down through the balls and the heels of the feet. Allow your arms to hang naturally by your side and just take your gaze out in front of you. Draw the chin in a little. Extend the crown up towards the sky. And just take a moment to feel your Tadasana, your standing pose. Sweep the palms up to your heart center. And we're going to back bend the thumbs back and just touch into your breastbone there and just connect into your heart space. And perhaps even ask yourself how your heart is doing today. How do you feel? Is your heart open and joyous and full of love? Or, do you not really notice your heart at all and you're not really aware of any joyous moments throughout the day? There's something to look at, something to potentially change. And hopefully after tonight's lesson, that might encourage you to do so. So we're just going to press the palms together, press each fingertip together, really connect, and then push the palms up to the sky as you take a breath in. We're going to use these as our warm-up, so we're not going to go too deep into a back bend. We're just going to take that energy straight up towards the sky and looking up towards your thumbs as you just find length through the body. And then flick the palms to face forwards and like you're bowing down, just hinging at the hips. Come down, 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 crown to the ground, into that Uttanasana, your forward fold. Place the hands on your shins or fingertips either side of your feet, depending on wherever is comfortable for you today. But don't force it, guys. Don't bully your hamstrings. And if you want to take a little bend into the knees, little soft bend, then, do that too. And then bend the knees and send your right foot to the back of the mat and lower the knee down. Flatten off the back foot and take your gaze out in front of you. Nice. Then we're going to flatten the hands down onto the ground, tuck the toes behind us, pick up the back knee, lift the hips up as high as you can, and you can either step back into your downwards facing dog. If that's not possible for you, stay down on a knee Take the left foot back to join it so you're on all fours, and then lift the hips up and come into your downwards facing dog this way. Then we're just going to bring the shoulders over the wrists as we lower the knees down, and we're going to take the heart down in between our thumbs. Tuck the tailbone down to the ground and raise the upper body into your little baby cobra, separating the feet out to the side, and just glance forwards here. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, just lower the chin back to the floor. Tuck your toes, peel up onto your knees, keep the hips going back towards your heels, and then lift the hips up as you breathe out and settle the weight down into your heels of your down dog. Step the right foot to the front of the mat. If you can get it between the thumbs, that would be great. And if you can, then come into your low lunge. And then push off the back foot and everybody find themselves into your forward fold. Bend the knees, sweep the palms all the way up to the sky as you breathe in. And then exhale, bring the hands back to your heart center. Nice, and we'll just do that again. So inhale, press the palms up to the sky, looking up beyond your thumbs, find length in the side body, and then flick the palms forwards, and as you exhale, cascade forwards down into your forward fold, crown towards the ground. Bend the knees, send the left foot to the back of the mat now, lower the back knee down, come into your low lunge, flatten off the back foot, and just have a nice sinking feeling into the hips. Don't push and bully, just have a little sinking feeling, like a giving way. Then flatten the hands off on the ground, tuck the toes behind you, and you can either, like I say, go onto all fours to your down dog, or you could lift the hips and step the right foot back to join the left foot. Settle the weight down into the heels as you press the ground away through the palms. Float the shoulders over the wrists, lower the knees down, and take your heart down in between your thumbs. Your hips may still be up in the sky, and this is perfect, but don't worry if it isn't, that's still cool. Tuck the tailbone down and raise your upper body into your baby cobra. Flatten off your feet behind you, and maybe just see if you can take the hands off the floor, and that would be where your baby cobra is. Squeeze the glutes here. This kind of helps just to protect the lower back. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, release the chin to the floor. Tuck the toes behind you, peel up onto your knees, let the hips glide back towards your heels, and then lift the hips and settle the weight down into your down dog. Step the left foot to the front of the mat. If you can't get it between your thumbs and it hits to the middle of the mat, then that's fine. Just stay here, press the weight into the back heel. Those of you that have got the foot in between their hands, you could go into a low lunge. And then everybody push off the back foot, join the 2 feet together, come into a forward fold. And then bend the knees and sweep the palms all the way up to the sky. And those of you that are in the middle of the mat, just step forwards as we join the others at the front as we all come back to our prayer position here at the front of the mat. Let's just do one more round to warm ourselves up. So inhale, sweep the palms to the sky, breathe in. And exhale, take your style of forward fold down into Uttanasana. Step the right foot to the back of the mat, come into your low lunge, your Anjaneyasana. And then flatten the hands off and find your way to your Adho Mukha Svanasana, your downwards facing dog. Take the shoulders forwards over the wrists, lower the knees down and the heart. Then inhale into your Bhujangasana, your little baby cobra. Exhale, chin back to the floor. Tuck the toes, peel up onto your knees, hips to heels. And then exhale as you breathe out into your downwards facing dog. Step your right foot forward, so either between the thumbs and go into a low lunge, or keep it here in the middle of the mat, and I'll just demonstrate that if that's easier for some. And then everybody push off the back foot, join the 2 feet together, and then sweep the palms up to the sky as you breathe in, Urdhva Hastasana. And then if you need to, step forward as you exhale, ready for the last round. We all good? We all good. Okay, last one. Sweep the palms to the sky, breathe in, and exhale, forward fold. Step the left foot to the back of the mat, lower the back knee down, come into your low lunge, your Anjani. And then flatten the hands off on the ground and step back into your down dog, however works for you. Let the body ripple forwards like a wave coming into the shore as the shoulders come over the wrists, lower the knees down and take your heart down in between your thumbs. Tuck the tailbone down and raise the upper body, squeeze your glutes, flatten off the feet behind you as you come into your baby cobra. Chin back to the floor as you breathe out. Tuck the toes. Peel up onto your knees as you inhale and exhale as you lift the hips up and back into your down dog. Step the left foot forwards. This time I'm going to put mine in between the thumbs, so I'm going to lower it down to a low lunge, or you can keep the foot in the centre and then push off the back foot. Everybody come into forward fold. And then sweep the palms to the sky as you breathe in, take that breath all the way up, and exhale as you bring the hands back to your heart, Samastitihi. Okay, cool. Alright, so I'm going to turn and face the camera so I can see you. So our first posture is to stand with the feet hip width distance apart. And this is a standing mudra. I think I'll go sideways actually, you'll probably see a better view. So we're going to take a forward fold, much like we did in our Uttanasana. But we're going to take the hands behind us, and we're going to cross over all the fingers, but point down the index fingers. This is like Kali Mudra. I hope you guys can see that. It's like Charlie's Angels kind of thing. Okay. And then you're going to take a forward fold as you come down. Hopefully the hands will go up behind you and just kind of fall out over the top of your head, like so. How are we doing? Good. And we're just going to hold this for about 5 breaths. So I'm just going to come and check. We're all good. We're all good. Brilliant. I'm glad to see I'm not the only one who hasn't got a hairband on. My hair's just getting all in the way, but I'm not the only one, so that's cool. So just take 2 more deep breaths here. So breathe in. If you need to put a little bend into the knees, if your hamstrings are tight this evening, then do so. And maybe try to take all the breath out of the tummy and up into the upper chest so that you can lay a little bit flatter down onto the thighs. Good. And then use your inhale to rise on up. And exhale, release. Cool, now we're going to need your strap, guys. So if you've got a strap handy, I'm going to come down onto my knees because I think my camera doesn't quite cover the range up onto my ceiling. So this is something where you're just going to need to work out what works for you. On how wide you take your hands. Some people like it quite close, like so, and obviously some people like it quite wide. It really does depend on your shoulders and the range of motion that you have in your shoulders. So I would suggest something like that to start with. And we're just going to grip onto your strap, your belt, your rope. I'm just going to take it back, and this is where, when you take it back, that's when you realise how long you want your strap. Inhale up, exhale forwards. Inhale up, exhale down. Oh. Inhale up, exhale down. So try and work it in with the breath. As we inhale, take the arms up to the sky, and exhale, take them down. If you need to inch out and give yourself a bit more width, or if you feel like that's too easy, maybe just take the hands in on the strap a little bit more. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale up. Exhale. Cool. Okay, let that one go. Put your strap to one side. Oh no, keep hold of your strap. Actually, I could have got you all to come down onto your knees, because we're going to come down. I want you all to come down onto your knees now. Should I do the full thing or just the arms? Let's just do the arms. I might come back and do the full pose. So we're going to come into cow face pose, Gomukhasana. And we can do this with the legs and the arms, but I think we're just going to concentrate on the arms and the upper body. And we may look at the legs if we find time at the end of it. So just sit down on your heels if that's available for you. If that's difficult, then just sit down on the ground again using a block, or however you can sit comfortably on the floor. Now I'm going to turn my back so that you can see. So you may not need a strap, but have a strap to hand if you feel that you can't quite reach it. So we're going to take the right arm up to the sky, and then we're going to drop that right hand down to just in between our shoulder blades. And then we're going to take the left hand out to the side, and we're going to sweep it up and take a hold, hopefully. There we go. Just got my fingertips in there. But what we want to do is keep this right forearm out to the side, so it's not compromising the head at all. Now obviously if you can't reach up for your fingertips, then take your strap and you will drop it down the back like so, and then reach up, take a hold of the strap, and then just inch your fingers towards each other as you come into cow face pose, but only half of it. Okay, but like I say, try to keep this out to the side so that we're not shoving the head forwards and we're not compromising the head or the neck. So we just hold this for 2 more breaths. So breathe in, breathe out, inhale, exhale. Okay, release the fingers or the strap, whichever you're working with. Just let the arms come out. And then if you need to and you think you might want to, just take the strap into the left hand, or put it to one side if you don't think you do. Raise your left arm up to the sky. Drop the palm down in between your shoulder blades at the base of your neck. Take your right arm out to the side. Bend it, take it up behind your back now. I've got a slight rotator cuff injury here that's coming back to haunt me. So on this side, I'm definitely going to use my strap, because you know, you've got to listen to those little messages that are going ow in your shoulder and your body to your brain are telling you something, and it is only your ego that will ignore it. And I remember what we said at the beginning of the class in your Shavasana, that Anahata Chakra is all about the dissolution of the ego. So if ever your body is sending little pain receptors up to your head going, ow, listen, listen. That's your body saying, I'm at my edge, please don't push me further. And the only thing that's going to push you further is your ego going, but I must do it better. I must do what the teacher is doing. I must do what that person next to me is doing. I will ignore those pain receptors. And then the next day, you won't be walking or moving. And worse, you know, you could do something really bad. I mean, I've done that. I listened to my ego. My ego won, and then I had a hip flexor issue for about 1.5 years, which was no joy. So listen to your body and treat it with love. All right, everyone. Release from where we are. Let that go. Oh, shoulder opener. Okay, nice. Pop your strap or whatever you were using to one side. We're going to come into Anahatasana, which is a happy puppy pose. Now this is also known as Anahatasana. Well, Anahat is your heart chakra. So happy puppy pose is its Western name, but its Sanskrit name is Anahatasana, which is literally heart melting pose. So this is very much like child's pose, you know, this one, but it's a little bit more lifted and elevated. So come onto your knees, tuck your toes behind you on your mat. You're going to come up onto your fingertips. I hope you can see this on my mat. Yeah, I hope you can. So you're going to come up onto the fingertips, and we're going to walk the fingertips out as far as they will go. You're not going to drop your butt down onto your heels. It's kind of going to hover over the knees, but slightly push back towards the heels. And you walk the hands out as far as you can. And the idea is to get a little back bend into the spine as you melt the heart down towards the ground. You're going to take your forehead onto the floor. So I'll demonstrate. So now my forehead is on the ground, and I'm relaxing through the shoulders. So after we've just opened up through our shoulders, you might feel that this feels quite nice as the shoulders come in towards each other. So we're going to protract the shoulder blades forwards by walking the fingers out as far as we can, and we're going to melt the heart down towards the floor. Maybe have the knees a little wider, make you feel a bit more stable. I'm going to hold this for 3 more long deep breaths. So breathe in, and maybe have a vision of sending that breath all the way up to the tailbone. And as you exhale, see that breath coming back up the spine, clearing any gunk and debris as you breathe out. And again, breathe in. Exhale. And one more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, lift the head, walk the hands back towards you. And then come sideways on the mat if you weren't already, as we come into a gate pose. So come up onto your knees. We're going to step the left foot out to the side. You're probably you won't be mirroring me. So I'm putting my left foot out, so you guys are going to be going that way. You're going to take the left hand onto your thigh, and you're going to sweep the right palm up and overhead as we open up through this right hand side and come over to the side. Then we're going to sweep this arm through the sky, and you're going to let the arms cartwheel through the sky as we take the right hand all the way down and left arm overhead in a nice big circle. Good work. Nice, everyone. So we're just going to do that 2 more times. So inhale, engage the core, lift as you cartwheel the arms through the sky. Try to let them work as a pair. Left hand to the left leg, right arm overhead. And inhale, lift. Let these arms cartwheel as a pair through the sky and down to the ground. One last time. Inhale, let it come up. And exhale as we go over. Connect the right palm to the ground. Good, just come up to centre. Step that knee in. And then send your right leg out to the side. Make the toes face forwards here, foot flat onto the ground. Take your right palm onto the thigh and take your left arm up and overhead as you come over towards that extended leg. And inhale, lift, let the arms cartwheel through the sky again as a pair, as you settle the left hand onto the ground and right arm over the sky. Inhale, lift. Exhale, over. Inhale, lift. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, one more time, each side, come up and over to the right. Exhaling as you lean over, and then inhale, come up through the centre. And take the left hand down and take a nice sweeping side bend over to the left. Cool. Bring it up to centre. And exhale, bring it in, knee to knee, come back to centre. We're going to come into Ustrasana from here, which is our camel pose, and I want you to really think about the heart centre, this space here. I want you to feel like this is going up and back behind you. So it's not a back bend that we're trying to create from the lower spine. I want you to have the feeling of creating this by sending this heart energy up and back. Maybe not even considering what the spine is doing. But first of all, we're going to take the palms onto the lumbar region of the back. So the fingers pointing down the back. So not across, fingers pointing down. Okay? Retract the shoulder blades in, bring the points of the elbows in towards each other. And first of all, we're just going to do this in stages, so we're going to come at this nice and slow, so you can all know what variations are available to all of you, depending on where you are in your practice. Start off with the toes tucked. Okay, so the heels are a little bit closer. And as you inhale, just take the gaze up towards the sky and just press your palms into the top of your glutes there, really. You should be able to feel into the top of your glutes here. And then exhale, just come back to neutral. Again, inhale, lift up through the heart. Take the gaze back and up above you. And exhale, bring it back. Come back to the heart centre. Come back to neutral. Again, one more time. This time, if you feel the need, if you wish to go a little bit deeper, you can lift up, take the head up, crown back, and start to just come into a slightly deeper back bend. And then exhale as you bring it up, come back to neutral. Now, is everybody okay with these camels? Because I do know the camel can create some discomfort for some. Just give me a quick thumbs up, guys. We're okay. Give me a thumb up at the camera. We're all good with our camels. Because I did do a YouTube thing. We're all good. Sweet. We've all got a nice thumbs up. Some people get nausea in back bends. If that ever happens to you, there's a YouTube clip on what that could be. So let's go a bit deep then, because we're all good. So hands onto the lumbar region, feeling into the top of your glutes there. Your toes are tucked. Maybe some of you would like to just lean back, and maybe you could reach down and touch and take a hold of a heel. And then if that's cool, you could reach back for the other heel. Keep the hips over the knees and keep the head up looking towards the sky. Keep the crown long. If you can reach a heel but you're not sure that you can really reach the other heel, take the palm out in front of you. This is another variation, and maybe you could upturn the palm and just take a little hand mudra there. I'll just demonstrate, put the hand in front of and you can come into a nice hand mudra. So this is quite a nice variation, and just maybe take the gaze up towards the sky. If you're here and this is good for you, maybe you want to swap it over to the other side. And if you are working with both hands on your heels, maybe you could flatten the feet. Keep the gaze up towards the sky. Don't drop the head down behind you, and just reach the crown back behind you instead. And then everybody come up to center. Squeeze the quads and your core. Bring yourself up to center. Maybe sit down on the heels. Take a little twist to one side. Take a little twist to the other side. This is how we neutralise back bends. We take a little twist. This neutralises the spine. Try not to go into a deep forward fold after a back bend. Okay, next pose. Where are we? Cobra Bhujangasana. Alright, so we looked at that. We did that a little bit in our sun salutation. So let's come at that again. I'm hoping none of you have eaten a big meal in the last hour and a half, because this one can give you a little bit of a bit of repetition, shall we say. So coming down onto your tummies, everyone. Can you see me if I go this side? Is this okay? You're going to bring your palms next to your heart, and we're going to do twisting cobra. So we're going to lift, we're going to press into the palms, we're going to peel up, and we're going to turn first of all to the left and look over our left shoulder. And if some of you have got the range of motion, you may be able to look all the way over your left shoulder and round to your right ankle. Then as we exhale, we'll release to the floor. We'll inhale to centre, exhale to centre. And then the third inhale, we'll be looking out over the right shoulder as we twist and trying to look around at the left heel. So everybody come down onto your tummies, place your palms by your heart centre, thumbs next to your body. Keep the flats of the feet on the ground and take them out mat width distance. Okay. And as you inhale as you press through the palms, come up and over towards the left, looking out over your left shoulder, and perhaps you'll be able to look around to the right heel. Exhale as you take that gaze forwards and unravel through the upper body down towards the ground. And we're going to inhale as we press up to centre, coming up, nice little Bhujangasana there. Squeeze the glutes when you get to the zenith of these poses in Bhujangasana. It does help to protect the lower back. And then exhale, release the glutes and let the upper body unravel through to the floor. And again, inhale as you come up, press into the palms, squeeze the glutes, look over your right shoulder. Maybe you can look around at your left heel, and then exhale as you take the gaze back to centre, release the glutes and let the body come down to the ground. We're going to do that one more time all the way through. So inhale, lift, press into the palms as you look out over the left shoulder, round to the right ankle. Exhale, release the glutes, unravel to the floor. Inhale, rise up through centre. Squeeze the glutes, ugly butt I like to call it, but it will give you a butt made of iron, one that you can bounce peanuts off, guys, and exhale all the way down to the floor. Release the glutes. One last time, inhale, press through the palms, over to the right, take the gaze over the right shoulder, look around at the left heel, and then exhale, last time, all the way down to the ground. This time bring the forearms, stack them, make a little pillow, place your head down and just let the body relax. Rock the hips from side to side on the floor. Let the glutes go nice and soft and squashy. So if we were in class now, we would be looking at the handstand, Adho Mukha Vrksasana, but obviously we're not going to do that. But while we're here, we can do wheel pose. No, because I wanted to do Urdhva Dhanurasana. No, so we're going to come into, what's the time? Wow. We're going to look at our last pose here, guys, which is crocodile pose. So come up onto your elbows. Again, keep the feet out to the side. We could do upward. Yeah, we can do that. Let's just take a moment. Take the palms, like make a little lotus. Take the elbows out to the side. And just place your chin down into your palms and wrap your fingers around the side of your face. And again, just rock the hips from side to side. It's quite nice, crocodile pose. And then I think we will do, we'll do an upward facing wheel pose. I do like to do wheel pose, but I think I'd rather I was in the room with you guys just to make sure nobody damaged themselves. But I think this one will be okay. So from here, release your hands, and we're going to raise the feet up behind us. Now again, you could use your strap here. If you can't reach back for the heels, you can grab your strap. It's not as easy to, you would have to get it in front of your ankles, she says. And then come down onto the floor like so and use it this way. And you can come into bow pose like so if you can't quite reach the feet. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. And if you can reach the feet, take a hold of that big thick bone in front of the ankles. And then on an inhale, we're going to lift and press those feet into the hands. So hopefully the knees and the thighs will come off the ground. And maybe you can rock from front to back. Lots of back bends tonight, lots of back bends. And exhale, release, let it go. And we'll just do that one more time. So inhale, press the hands into the, the feet into the hands. Take the gaze forwards. And then exhale, release. Whew. Turning over, guys. Got one last pose for you before we go into Shavasana. Now this is my favourite pose to go into Shavasana from. So sitting up on your mat, and sit up on your mat where you want your head to be for your Shavasana. Just take my ring off. I want you to sit on your hands. So pop your fingers underneath your sit bones there. Keep the legs out long so you're sitting down upon your hands. Okay, we good? So this is fish pose, Matsyasana. You're going to come down, we're going to go backwards and we're going to come down onto the elbows. Okay, so just settling onto the elbows. Then I want you to lift the heart up towards the sky and then take the crown down to the ground. So you might have to sort of go diagonally down towards the ground a little bit. And then if you wish to, you can keep the legs out straight, or you can bring them up and then allow the knees to fall away as you bring the soles of the feet together, like you do in butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana. And this is the full variation of the pose. So I'm just going to come up to the screen and hopefully just check everybody's cool. Nice, Basti. Very good, Kat. So hopefully we've got a nice little back bend in the spine and the crown of the head is onto the ground. Nice, Dave. Everybody else, you're unfortunately out of camera shot for me. Oh, Rob, what a great view. Hi. I know. So, and my teacher used to love, I love this analogy. If you've got your eyes open and you look out along the floor now, when you're in a class and there's loads of other students in front of you, it does look as though that is the underside of the pond and you're looking at all these other fishes, you know, all these other yogis swimming around on their mats. But just close the eyes if you're here. If the legs press too much into the neck, then straighten the legs out. You might find that more comfortable. And just take a few more breaths here. Hold it for as long as you can. And then I will... Yeah, it's one of those poses, Basti, that you just have to find your particular comfort, you know. You might have to shuffle, you might have to move the hands either under the body or up. But when you've got it, when you've nailed it, it feels amazing. Heart opener, big heart opener, this pose. You know, opening our heart out, activating into that Anahata chakra. And I also like to feel like this activates into my throat chakra as well. I like to feel like I've got little gills on the sides of my throat. And I'm kind of breathing in and out like a fish. And then very gently, guys, use an inhale to lift the head off the ground. Flatten the back to the floor, release the hands, and send one heel down to the corner of your mat and the other heel down to the other corner of your mat. If you wanted to use a blanket, if you have a blanket with you today and you wish to use it, then by all means, pull that in now. And just feel how amazing that floor feels after that pose. That floor has just become the most squashiest, softest, yummiest bit of hard ground you've ever laid on, right? I know. So today we have entered into a space of love, your heart center, your world. From love we were made. On passion's waves our spirits sparked, and down we came into our mother's matter. The pull of love calling us deep into the earth, and as deep into the mother, Father pushed. Deep into the womb we crawled, the womb, dark womb of earth and water, the womb of love. Safe, dark, cradled, quiet. We grew. In the dark there was but one sound. The sound of life, the sound of love, and the sound of the heart beating, beating, beating. Hear it now in your own heart, its rhythms pumping life and air and breath through every part of you, renewing you, bathing you in air, in space, in breath, in life. Feel it now at the core of you. Embrace it with your hands. Feel it yearning, crying, loving, hoping and healing. Feel it within you, old as you are, beating since the days from deep in the womb. Feel how long it's been there, always beating, never stopping. Always beating, never stopping. Do you love that heart? Breathe in deeply. Draw in the air, the softness, depth and wisdom. As you breathe, spirit comes within your heart and touches you, moving you, changing you. Deeply you accept as thirstily you drink. Be thankful for this vessel that receives. Faster now on waves of flame, we fling with joy up to the sky, above the earth, above the water, above the fire and into the air. We reach and spread our wings and fly, free to ride the winds, but soon get tossed about and cry, where is the heart? Where is the heart? Where is my home? We listen for the beat and fly deep into its sound. We reach for ground, slowing down, and we still ourselves to listen deeper. Quiet is the sound. Gently we reach for the heart is tender, and softly we touch for the heart is afraid. We open our hands to the love inside, to unite, to touch and to heal. Offer that love now. Ask for entry to your own heart. Listen deep and hear inside a silent sound. Anahat, Anahat, Anahat. Listen deep and breathe into the sound. The breath, the winds of healing. In and out. In and out. In and out. Inhaling that which is new. Exhaling the old. Each breath renewing. Each breath a wind within you and around you, a gentle zephyr, storm of life and winds of change. For what does your heart cry? For what does it long? In what does it find peace? Release its hopes and dreams to fly upon the wings of change and then return on wings of love, fulfilled beyond your dreams. You are not alone. Your cries are echoed in 1,000 hearts the same. If you listen, you can hear them. Beating, beating, beating. Deep within each person, find the heart. Everywhere around you, find the heart. Deep within ourselves, we find the heart. And every time we touch the heart. Each one is love, awaiting sweet unfoldment. Release that love upon the winds of breath and reach beyond, and touch the hearts inside the ones you love, and listen to their breath that whistles in and out, and in and out. Like you, they laugh and cry and play, ceaseless rhythm throughout each day. Feel that heart so like your own, hoping, healing, breathing and feeling. Let there be no sound of striking, only that of love and liking. Each unto the dance of love that joins the earth to worlds above, and joins ourselves unto each other, each one seen as sister, brother. Within our hearts the seeds of peace lie awaiting sweet release. Upon the winds of change they fly, as deep within our hearts we cry, Anahat, Anahat, Anahat. The sound of love. Take a deep breath in. Draw that breath into your heart space, into the centre of your body. Feel it fluff up and expand your heart out. And then open the mouth, everyone, and just send that love back out into the universe. Let it go. Gently touch each fingertip with your thumbs. Lovingly feel each fingertip like you've never felt it before. Start to wriggle and move your toes. And then start to stretch and move in any way that feels right for your body this evening. When you're ready, just roll over to the right. I'm going to unmute you now, guys, so if you do have any music on, then just maybe turn it down. And then come on up when you're ready to a cross-legged pose, facing the camera, or your whatever it is you're using. Alright everyone, well thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for bearing with me, a little technical issue. Let me see you all, say goodbye. Alright, do drink some water. Have a great evening, have a great rest of your week. And yeah, remember this. It is the centre of your world. You're welcome. Alright. Namaste everybody. Namaste. Alright, see you all next week. Have a great week until then. Bye. Bye.